Welcome to Trade Stock, everyone. It's good to see you all. This is the industrial stream, in case you're wondering. So yes, we will look at a lot of things from an industrial point of view, whether it be safety or how to do things properly, or even the simplest things like, who's being laid off, who's getting hired, all that kind of stuff. As you guys well know, I get into the news, but before I do that, I just want to welcome David Glenn, the #1 wrench of the channel, and also Tits and Rayguns. Tits, hope you're doing okay with the old foot there, hobbling around now. Hopefully everything's getting better. I've been seeing you in the chat there. A vote for Pierre Polytechnique is a vote for a free Canada. Well, let's hope so. I really hope the numbskull that's in charge now, I hope he gets booted out. And finally we can get somebody with some common sense back in there. Because whoever gets rid of the carbon tax, they've got my vote. Because that's pretty much a tax on the air you breathe, and which is stupid. And it does nothing. It's like, how do we fight climate change? The answer is you don't. You don't cause it, so you don't fight it, and no amount of money is going to make it better. But that's the way they oppress us, is with high taxes and having to pay for everything. Hey, what's up, G? We will make Canada great for once. You know what? I hope so. There'll be a news article coming up about what happened in the election. So, but let's get right to it first here with the news. ABB and Nidex Group announced completion of joint venture with launch of Abnex. I'm not quite sure what this is all about, but let's have a peek. You gave everyone the day off yesterday, so you hired temps from the res, but it did make you move around a lot. The wife was less than... Okay, well, that's going to happen. You know, you're not doing your job unless you're making the wife angry, right? But yeah, I hope things are getting better for the old foot there. And hey, don't let a cow step on your feet again. Like that's bad, man. 2,000-pound animal. Yikes. I'm sure you won't be underfoot anymore. What do we got here? ABB, a technology company specializing in electrification and automation, has completed the previously announced 50-50 joint venture with Nidex Group, a global supplier of cable management systems. The Abnex Incorporated joint venture aims to broaden solutions and advance opportunities in the growing North American cable management market. The newly formed company will deliver a broad range of cable tray solutions and services to electrical contractors, distributors, and system integrators across Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Hey, Godzillionaire, how you doing? Everyone's favorite kaiju has arrived. Make the skilled trades great again. Yes, please. If we can spread the word for that, that would be great. Maybe Mr. Trump would like to come on stream here and, toot the old trades horn there. Make it so that, hey, all you young kids, get out there and take up a trade. Cable tray is widely used in electrical infrastructure, commercial, industrial, and residential applications. Abnex's product portfolio and range of services includes complementary solutions previously offered by ABB Installation Products, such as T&B cable tray and express tray steel wire basket tray product lines, as well as Nidex Group's Mono Systems and Canadian Electrical Raceways product lines. The combined cable management offerings will reportedly span a range of configurations, finishes, and types of cable and ladder trays, wire baskets, channel and perforated tray, floor systems and boxes, accessories and fittings. In addition to pre-made options, customers will have the ability to customize cable tray solutions. Don't forget, you guys, switch over to live chat if you haven't already. That way you'll be able to see everyone's messages. More than 200 employees in multiple offices and manufacturing locations across North America are part of Abnex Incorporated, which will operate as an independent company equally owned by ABB and Nidax Group. This joint venture's executive leadership team and board of directors has been structured to equally represent both parent companies. Cornelius Steele, executive board member, Nidax Group, will lead the joint venture as president and CEO, and Cyril Schuler, senior finance executive, ABB Installation Products Division, will serve as chief financial officer. Okay, so they've just come together with all their cable trays and stuff to offer people and all that. Well, that's fine. Nothing too crazy. Kenvue Canada expands Ontario manufacturing facility to boost the production of over-the-counter medicines. Okay. Kenvue Canada, maker of brands such as Tylenol, Aveeno, Listerine, and Neutrogena, has completed the expansion of its manufacturing facility in Guelph, Ontario. The Kenvue Guelph site expansion enables us to significantly increase our production capacity to respond to demand, helping ensure essential medicines are readily available to consumers when needed most, said Katie Decker, Managing Director, Kenvue Canada. This further supports government and healthcare leaders to respond swiftly to public health emergencies and underscores Kenvue's commitment to the well-being of Canadians and the approximately 1.2 billion consumers whose lives we touch around the world. The expansion was supported by funding from the provincial government's Ontario Together Fund, which aims to help businesses improve healthcare, strengthen local manufacturing, and support innovative technologies in Ontario. Oh, I haven't checked my email in a bit, tits. Video, apparently many countries are criminalizing ranching, so next year's going to be a good year for the old opossum. What the hell? Why would they criminalize ranching? Of all the stupid things. It's too long to watch on stream. Okay. I will watch it though. Like I said, I haven't checked my email in a bit. But yeah, I mean, Alberta has a lot of ranches here too, so I'm hoping that Pierre Poilievre gets in and he can stop this stupidity of trying to get rid of farmers and ranchers. Like, how stupid is that? You get rid of farmers, where's all your food coming from? Same with ranchers. Where's all your beef and livestock? Where's all that coming from? Sounds like it's a plan to starve everybody. That's what it sounds like to me. Hey, Nico, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. I'll just finish up this article here. Our newly expanded facility, which increases our manufacturing footprint by 7.5%, is a major step forward in growing to meet the evolving healthcare needs of Canadians. We are grateful for the support from the Government of Ontario and has been instrumental in making this project reality. The Kenvue manufacturing site in Guelph has been an important part of the community for decades, both providing good jobs and supporting the local economy. Honestly, I stay away from over-the-counter medicines and stuff if I can. It's tough to do at times, but yeah, the less drugs I take, the better for me. I don't need to supply all money to those guys. The pharmaceutical company has enough of money anyway. You're sure corporate and foreign government ranches will still be allowed? Yeah, that's the thing, David. They're going to go all corporate. Disgusting. That's all I got to say about that. Is it's disgusting that they're trying to stomp out the good old-fashioned farmer. You know, the family farm or ranch, as it were. Let's have a look here. Neo Performance Materials secures a $50 million loan for sintered magnets facility in Europe, of all places. Neo Performance Materials Incorporated has entered into a loan agreement with Export Development Canada for a credit facility of up to $50 million to finance the ongoing construction of the sintered magnets facility in Narva, Estonia. Okay, so a Balkans country. They should make ranch dressing illegal instead. Get rid of that ranch dressing. We don't need that. The credit facility will be advanced into tranches of US $25 million and will mature 5 years from the date hereof. Principal payment will begin 2 years from the date hereof. The outstanding principal amount carries an interest rate equal to the secured overnight financing rate as administered by the Federal Reserve Bank in New York, plus an applicable margin. Several of the company's subsidiaries, including the entity that owns the project, are expected to provide guarantees and a security in favor of EDC pursuant to the local agreement. When I get to be your age, the pill list only gets longer. I mean, I take vitamins. Vitamin C, D3, lysine. So I take stuff like that, but I don't want to take like heavy duty, like just over the counter drugs. NEO will use the loan to advance its new sintered magnets manufacturing facility in Estonia, which is expected to be completed in 2025, located near NEO's existing rare earth separation plant. Phase 1 of the new facility's operations is expected to produce 2,000 metric tons per year, with plans for future growth. Sintered magnets are used in applications such as traction motors for electric vehicles and generators for wind turbines. Notice they have them for electric vehicles there, eh? So they're probably expecting that to take off. But, you know, we've seen in previous articles that electric vehicles are not being bought up as fast as they thought they would be. Initiated in 2023, the construction is reportedly progressing on time and on budget with an estimated cost of $75 million US. The facility has obtained significant support, including a grant of up to $20 million from the European Union's Just Transition Fund in 2022. As of the first half of 2024, NEO has capitalized $24.9 million since the project's inception. The remaining estimated cost of $50.1 million prior to the grant is anticipated to be spent through the end of 2024 into 2025. NEO is pleased to have EDC's support to advance our new sintered magnets manufacturing facility, strategically located in Estonia, to support the mid to downstream integration of our Silmet rare earth separation facility. This manufacturing facility will be NEO's first to produce made-in-EU rare earth magnets for electric vehicle traction motors. It will service the growing demand for localized parallel supply chains, shaping the future of EV manufacturing in Europe and North America. I mean, that's good. If you can get away from using China for all your, rare earth magnets or sintered magnets, that's good on. I figure that's the best way to go. Get away from those guys. Try to stand on your own 2 feet and don't rely on them. You just don't want to be one of those old guys at the local diner that sits around talking about all the meds you're on. Oh, yeah? Well, I take this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this. I'm a walking pharmacy. Yeah, don't be one of those guys. I've been seriously trying to tell you that people don't want to pay a higher price for a car with less range. Scandalous. Could be scandalous. But yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They are not snapping up the electric cars like they were hoping. Is Kanakistan worried about Orange Man? Seriously, Godzilla, I am not. What happened to the last time he was president? To Canada? Nothing. Maybe he slapped around Trudeau a bit, which is good. I don't care. He's going to do what's best for his country. Our idiot here has to do what's best for our country, but he's not. So once he gets booted out, you're going to see one happy pop. Which, speaking of which, this article here says Trump's victory sparked concerns over ripple effect on Canadian economy. I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. He was president before, and what happened? Nothing. I still went to work. I still got paid. You have meds for your meds? Well, this causes this side effect, so you better take this med to get rid of that side effect. But then that side effect is this. That's the terrible thing. Donald Trump's impending return to the White House has cast a spotlight on Canada-U.S. economic ties, as some worry the president-elect's protectionist stance could complicate the vast levels of trade between the two countries. It won't. He was president already. We went through this last time he was president. No big deal. Some Canadian business leaders have expressed uneasiness over Trump's promise to introduce a universal 10% tariff on all American imports. I mean, 10% is not bad. Canadian Chamber of Commerce report released last month suggested those tariffs would shrink the Canadian economy, resulting in around $30 billion per year in economic costs. Well, then I guess we better do better, eh? Hey, James, how you doing? Good to see ya. It's been a while. The only thing you remember from last time were the lumber tariffs? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that happened. I mean, no big deal, I think. Canada's manufacturing sector faces the biggest risk should Trump push forward on imposed broad tariffs, said Canadian Manufacturing Supporter President and CEO Dennis Darby. He said the sector is the most trade exposed within Canada. It's in the U.S. best interest, it's in our best interest, but most importantly for consumers across North America that we're able to trade goods, materials, ingredients as we have under the trade agreements. Yeah, that's why we have trade agreements. I wouldn't worry about it too much. The agreements are in place. New Maple Knickers need one of them newfangled constitutions. I hear they're all the rage. So our constitution was written up in 1982, if you believe it or not, by Trudeau's dad. I wish they would have made it a little more robust, like you guys' constitution, but they didn't. So if there's anybody to blame, it's the Trudeau family for the way we get treated up here. It's a more complex or complicated outcome than it would have been with the Democrats, but we've had to deal with this before, and we're going to do our best to deal with it again. Sounds like a lot of garbage to me. Sounds like this guy is a Democrat-loving jerk, and he should just shut up. But whatever. If he likes the Democrats so much, maybe he should go and help them out. The campaign promise on tariffs comes ahead of talks set to take place about the Canada-United States-Mexico agreement, which came into effect in 2020 under the previous Trump presidency. The deal is up for review in 2026, and Trump has vowed to renegotiate it. I mean, that's fine. You can renegotiate it. If we have to go to arbitration or something, that's fine too. This is just like a big dog whistle. Like, oh, be careful, Canada. You're gonna get in trouble. But it's gonna be fine. Canada could do some forest management and not worry so much about exporting lumber. Yeah. No, I mean, silviculture and all that, they can do that. We should do that. I mean, if we don't want to support, or if we don't want to export our lumber, that's fine too. I would just plant more trees as well. Like, get out there. These activists, they like blocking roads and railways and stuff like that. Get out there and plant trees. If you really want to make a difference, you blocking the road does nothing. You going out and grabbing a bunch of seedlings and planting them in the forest, much better. That's constructive. You like the Canada-US trade deals? We send you cars and you send us skinny Chinese stripper. Where's your Chinese stripper? I don't know. Maybe she's at the border still. So why are they always changing? I have no clue. Canada and US have been trading partners for how many years? Like ever since inception of the countries. But the US is our biggest trading partner. We do billions of dollars a day in trade with the US. I mean, you guys are great trading partners. I don't want anything to mess that up. And I'm sure you guys don't want that either. It's fear-mongering what it is. That's what I think anyway. It's fear-mongering from these clowns. They figure that he's going to go overboard and do a bunch of stuff. And I'm sure there's checks and balances to keep him from doing that. Where's your wasted tax refund? Oh, wait. They have a lot of Chinese, as Xi intended. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's consumers who ultimately feel the burden of any inflationary effect caused by broad tariffs. A tariff tends to raise costs and ultimately raises prices, so that's something that we have to be prepared for. It's happened already. Your cost of living has gone up already. It went stupidly skyrocketed. So don't try to blame it on the guy that's putting tariffs on now, because it's happened already. It could tilt production mandates. A tariff makes goods more expensive, but on the same token also makes inputs for the U.S. more expensive. More than 77% of Canadian exports go to the U.S. Yeah, see, like I said, you guys are our biggest trading partner, and I'm perfectly fine with that. There was a total of more than $960 billion in trade between Canada and the U.S. in 2022, accounting for close to 2/3 or more of the $1.5 trillion in worldwide trade that year, according to Statistics Canada. A report last month by TD economist Mark Ercolau said research shows a full-scale implementation of Trump's tariff plan could lead to a near 5% reduction in Canadian export volumes to the U.S. by early 2027 relative to current baseline forecasts. So that would hurt because the American economy wants Canadian exports. They're cheaper and whatnot. And so if you're cutting them, no, you don't want that. So I don't see it. You want more cheap stuff from Canada? You want to bring it in, right? Stripper got sent to the one Dem congressman. Leave Canadian trade deals alone. You need much cheap syrup. There you go. Maple is good. Maple syrup, especially if it's from Quebec. They are the producer of the Canadian syrup. Hey, you know. You like Canada has never pretended to like me, so I take it to the Molly Catchet concert. Yeah, there you go. We export stuff to Europe, James. Yeah, I don't know about a lot, but I'm sure there's stuff that goes to Europe. Hey, Veritex, how you doing? Trump may initially talk about tariffs, but he's likely just wants to make a deal with Canada because they are closer than China. Yeah. You have to take our draft dodgers. It's in the treaty. Yeah, Vietnam War sure did produce a lot of people coming over of the border. Let's see. Retaliation by Canada would also increase costs for domestic producers and push import volumes lower in the process. Slowing import activity mitigates some of the negative net trade impact on total GDP enough to avoid a technical recession. It still produces a period of extended stagnation through 2025 and 2026. But he said there's hope that Canada would avoid the worst-case scenario based on lessons learned from Trump's first term when he frequently threatened tariffs on Canada that didn't materialize, and those that did were more targeted than feared. Yeah, see, there you go. Look what happened the last time. I mean, this guy is a fearmonger. Like, shut up and make your business better. Trudeau was sort of kissing up to Trump after victory was declared. I thought someone stole his social media. Yeah, I'm sure he'd get down on his knees in front of him. The jerk. In case you didn't realize, I don't like Trudeau. He's a garbage human being, and he deserves to lose being the leader of the country. The Federal Reserve reduced the rate by 1/4 point this week. Honestly, I think they should just hold the line with that. Hold the line. Don't cut rates because it just provides cheap money, and this is where inflation comes from. Flirting with disaster. Swalwell got your fang fang. Beth Burke, chief executive of the Canadian American Business Council, said she was optimistic the strong economic relationship between the countries would continue. Of course it will, especially given that both sides have previously navigated free trade talks during the last Trump presidency. When's Canada's election? I think it's going to be next year. I think this numbskull might push it until next year. And it's probably because right now he's going around and he's giving money away. So this is his pre-election giving money away. Obviously, there are challenges. The talks of tariffs is something that we don't support and we aren't excited about. We don't think that's a road where anyone really wins. What's the rate? The rate. Let's see here. The rate could be prime interest rate. Okay, I just need a number. What is the current prime interest rate? The current prime rate is 8%. That's in Canada. I'm pretty sure. Trump could use tariffs to box Trudeau out. I hope so. Let's see what the U.S. prime interest rate is. Bank of America is 7.75. So not too far off of what Canada is. November 8th, 7.75. Canada, it's 8%. So pretty close. Yeah, Galaxy Express wallpaper. Damn straight, Veritax. I like using Brave browser because you can put in your own wallpaper. So every time you go to make a new tab, boom, different wallpaper. Don't like that one? Boom, different wallpaper. Boom, different wallpaper. Brave browser, loving it. You'd like to see it get down to 7.25 or 6.5 and stop? Yeah. The years they had the interest rates really low, like 1%, 2%, whatever it was, that was bad. That was really bad. That's not something that they should really strive for. All those Chinese strippers are spies anyway. They keep trying to pump information from our ranchers about our secret arm condom techniques. Do not read this. You got to put that disclaimer first, tits. Jeez. You know I'm going to read it. Oh, man. You just wish you had an alternative to Google. Yeah. I mean, you guys remember in Internet 1.0? Remember then? We had Alta Vista. We had Yahoo. You know, there was, those were some of the ones that I would use. I didn't really use Google a lot. But Internet 1.0, I miss that. I really do. It was a better time. Since the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement came into effect 4 years ago, trade between Canada and U.S. has surged 46%, according to Toronto Region Board of Trade. Canadian Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Candice Lang said the federal government must collaborate effectively with Trump administration to preserve and strengthen our bilateral economic partnership. Chamber report last month noted many provinces rely on trade with the U.S. to fuel their economies. In New Brunswick, U.S. trade accounts for 62% of the provincial economy, followed by Manitoba and Alberta at 42%, Ontario at 41%, and Quebec at 23%. Hey, DJ Ronnie G! How you doing, man? Yeah, you are late, DJ, but that's okay. We're just wrapping up the news. Just going over a few things. There was a mention of arm condoms, but that's okay. And Alta Vista, if you remember that. Tits does. Alta Vista, baby! I always prefer... There was Lycos. Oh, remember Lycos? And Webcrawler? All that stuff. That's great. I like remembering those. Internet 1.0, that was such a great time. It said several U.S. state economies are also surprisingly dependent on Canadian trade, led by Montana, where trade with Canada accounts for 16% of the state economy. Well, I wouldn't call that dependent. It's only 16%. followed by Michigan at 14%, and Illinois at 10%, with an impressive $3.6 billion in daily trade. Remember, I said that it's billions a day in trade. Canada and United States are each other's closest international partners. Yes, we knew that already. The secure and efficient flow of goods and people across our border remains essential for the economies of both countries, Lang said in a statement. By resisting tariffs and trade barriers that will only raise prices and hurt consumers in both countries, Canada and the United States can strengthen resilient cross-border supply chains and enhance our shared economic security. I am not going to be worried about it. You know, the president's going to do what he has to do, and our numbskull is going to do what he thinks he should do, and it'll all be fine. I am not worried. You have the best arm condoms, folks. Nobody knows more about arm condoms than me. Okay, G. I'll take your word for it. Oh, Alta Vista was started by DEC, the Digital Equipment Corporation. Ah, nice. Yeah, and they made some good computers, too. Well, that's the news, then. Let's move along to some articles about the trades here. This one is from Unifor. Unifor National Skilled Trades Council eyes development of next generation of skilled tradesmen. I refuse to say tradespeople. It's tradesmen. You used Yandex and DuckDuckGo when Google is misbehaving. Yes, I use DuckDuckGo as well, David. Especially good for images. When I'm looking for an image to use for a thumbnail, I use DuckDuckGo because you can really narrow it down in filters as to your size, whether you want it to be like tall or wide, and that's the thing that's most important is what shows up is the resolution for me right away. Oh, it's this by this, 640 by 480. Okay, too small. Boom. I need, minimum 1280 by 720. Okay, and then I'll look for those pictures. So DuckDuckGo is great for images. At least that's what I think. But yes, the Unifor National Skilled Trades Council focused on maintaining a strong skilled trades workforce for the future with discussions on increasing apprenticeship opportunities, training for women in the trades, the impact of automation, and the need to protect standards against attempts to water down qualifications. That's a big thing. You can't let them water down your qualifications. If you do, there's going to be more accidents. Jobs aren't going to be done as good as they should be. Is DuckDuckGo still good? You thought they cucked out? I don't know. Good for images. That's what I say. I use that. It's better than Google for me because I can find thumbnails quick. Boom. And then I've got them for whatever I'm streaming. You think Publishers Clearinghouse has a search engine? Oh man. Is it Ed McMahon? Does he tell you that you could be a winner? I think that would be great. It's like, hey, Ed, where's this? Ha ha ha, just go over here. But I digress. Back to the article. Without apprenticeships, there is no us. There is no journeyman because you need the apprentice to become the journeyman. So we have a responsibility to pass the torch. Unifor National Skilled Trades Council Chair Ken Anderson told delegates. The skilled trades delegates from across the country met October 31st to November 2nd in Thunder Bay, Ontario for the final council meeting of the year. Unifor National Skilled Trades Director John Breslin addressed the growing skilled trade shortage and the barriers to securing apprenticeships, including the need for government EI reform, that's employment insurance in case you don't know, and resistance from employers to dedicate resources to hire and train apprentices. I need an apprentice. Like I need when I'm getting ready to retire, I better have an apprentice there ready to train. Because, and I'm going to bring this up to my management. It's like, hey, I need an apprentice to train. Otherwise, you're going to be out of luck, man. You're going to have nobody here. You found an old Android update with it. Okay. Lack of safety in an industrial environment can cost multiple lives. Yes. That is something you don't want to see happen or live through. It was never McMahon, and it wasn't CERN. Okay. Thunder Bay is right up the road from you, about 120 miles. There you go. David Glenn, close to the old Thunder Bay. You also still sell books, magazines, music, movies, and yes, have a sweepstakes. Yeah, there you go. Publishers Clearinghouse. That's crazy. You never think of Publishers Clearinghouse to still be around, but they are. Where are we here? You can dispel the myth. Let employers know they do need to invest in apprenticeships. We're in a dilemma, said Breslin. The problem is while the return on training investment is positive, many employers are still reluctant to invest in apprentices. I mean, they have to. Unifor's Women in Skilled Trades and Technology Awareness Program, which provides hands-on training and support to open paths for women to work in skilled trades, was cited as a successful example of attracting non-traditional candidates to the trades. Not every woman wants to do the trades, though. So it's just a matter of fact. Some do, but the majority of them do not. We do an incredible amount of work to run the Women in Trades program, and we're seeing a tremendous success rate. We'd love to expand access to the program, but training is limited to workplaces that have apprenticeship opportunities. I urge those who bargain our collective agreements to take the opportunity to advance women in trades. Unifor's collaboration and efforts to support community colleges across the country were highlighted as a bridge to the next generation of workers, including the union's grant to several Ontario colleges to support women in skilled trades. Once again, I wouldn't force that too much. Not a lot of them want to do the skilled trades. It's just a fact of life. It doesn't care about your feelings, women. We know you don't want to go into the trades, so stop trying to push them into it. When are they going to finish clearing that house? They had it for 10. Yes. More DEI BS. Well, James, it happens. We need input in our communities and in our community colleges. We really do have to make sure that we are in on the conversations to make sure that we do what is best for our members. As part of that ongoing dialogue, Confederation College Dean of Engineering, Technology, and Trades John Cantola and Recruitment Coordinator Mandy Wright presented information to delegates on embedded pathways to skilled trades and apprenticeship training for post-secondary students. Delegates then took to the microphones to share updates on conditions at their workplaces, collective bargaining issues and strategies, efforts to attract and maintain qualified tradesmen, and the ramifications of technological changes in their industries. We need to stay on top of it to make sure the traditional trades stay, and if that means within our facilities that we have to take on more training, then that is what we need to do, said Anderson. New tech language in our collective agreements is always changing, and it will continue to change. We just need to stay in front of it and ensure that skilled trades will be part and parcel of new technology. You're closing your veterinary practice at 63. They'd better get more vets up here in the next few years. You won't retire from ranching, though. No, don't. Don't retire from ranching, tits. But yeah, keep up your veterinary thing as well. And make sure you announce loud and clear, like, hey, after this year, there's going to be no large breed veterinarian. So you guys better do something about it. And we'll see what happens. The need for continued training and education for skilled trades members was also stressed during this report. John Breslin pointed members to the Ellis chart as a resource to provide information on trades training and certification programs in Canada's 13 apprenticeship systems for each of the 300 plus trades designated in Canadian provinces and territories. Delegates were also encouraged to give back to their communities as the National Skilled Trades Council awarded the Bob Chernecki Charity of Choice to the Regional Food Distribution Association, which services northwestern Ontario. RFDA Executive Director Volker Krom spoke at the charity's work to support job education programs as he accepted the $4,000 donation. I have 2 jobs to feed people and to close food banks, and the only way to close food banks is to get people back to work, said Krom. Paul Menzies, Local 112 Skilled Trades Committee person, Bombardier Unit, was acclaimed to the member-at-large position at the Unifor National Skilled Trades Council Executive Committee and was sworn in by Shane Wark, Unifor Assistant to the National Officers. The next Skilled Trades Council will take place March 7th to 9th in Peterborough, Ontario. Why just in Ontario? Why not you guys travel around? Like, go to BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan. So long to travel to Ontario. They might have to work out a northern exposure type deal with some young vet. I mean, that could be the possibility, David, for sure. All right, let's check out this one. CNXY, newstoday.ca. I don't know where CNXY is. I guess we'll find out here. Bruce County is set to launch a new millwright training program aimed at strengthening its workforce and promoting diversity within the skilled trades. That's my trade, millwright training. The Introduction to Millwrighting program, a joint effort by the Millwright Regional Council, Bruce Power, and Build a Dream will begin on November 11th. I would hope it would begin after that. That's a holiday. That's Remembrance Day or Veterans Day for my U.S. friends, which actually used to be called Armistice Day because the end of World War I, but then it was eventually changed. We'll begin at the Nuclear Innovation Institute Advanced Technology Campus on Farrell Drive in Tiverton. I'm assuming this is in Ontario or something. The ITM program is tailored to bridge workforce gaps in Bruce County by equipping participants with skills in millwrighting, a trade crucial to maintaining industrial machinery and critical infrastructure. With Canada facing a projected shortage of skilled trades workers, the initiative is expected to provide both local economic development and a pipeline of qualified talent to Midwestern Ontario. There you go, I was right, it was in Ontario. A distinctive feature of the program is its focus on inclusivity and diversity. Half of this first cohort consists of women, along with representation from Indigenous, racialized groups, and people with disabilities. By prioritizing these groups, ITM creates equitable opportunities in a field historically underrepresented by such communities. And there's a reason for that. It's because they don't want to go into it. So good for you, for your diversity and inclusion. Yay. Maybe train people that really want to be there. Don't just be so bigoted and just choose people that are people of color. Anyway, moving along. This is from Auto Dealer, Tackling Tech Shortages. You try to introduce diversity in millwrighting, there's going to be more explosions than Mount Kilauea. Yeah. Over the next several years, between 2022 to 2031, job openings for automotive service technicians, truck and bus mechanics, and mechanical repairers are anticipated to reach 54,000. The number of job seekers is projected to be 44,000. That is according to the federal government's Canadian Occupational Projection System. It shows that job openings stemming from expansion and replacement demand outweighs the number of job seekers from school leavers, immigration, and mobility by 9,200 positions. There are fewer and fewer young people entering automotive mechanic trade schools, said Ian P. Sam Yui Chi, president and CEO of the Corporation des Connaisseurs Automobiles de Québec. In an interview with Canadian Auto Dealer, I would also include all the bodywork trades in our dealers are involved. What this means is that as a generation of service technicians nears and enters retirement over the coming years and a younger generation of potential workers shy away from the trades, dealers will increasingly find it difficult to replace their technicians. Yes. It's called demographics. You guys know I've said this many times before on many different streams. Any numbskull with a brain in his head can look at it and go, oh, in this year, this large group of workers are going to retire. Oh, look, behind them, there's a very small group of workers. We are in trouble. Anybody could do that. Apparently except these guys. The issue is not new. The CCAQ foresaw this imbalance years ago and built an international recruitment agency that is helping to mitigate the issue. They have a permit under the banner Mobilio for immigration talent management and often collaborate with other provinces in Canada. The initiative dates back 7 years. The Motor Vehicle Retailers of Ontario also have a program in place. Sam Yu Chi said Todd Borgen, CEO and Executive Director of MVRO, was the first to raise his hand to experience how things worked when the CCAQ implemented its recruitment initiative. At the time, Bourgeon was eyeing the potential of building a similar program for Ontario dealers. Todd accompanied us, and he understood very quickly how things work, said Sam Yu-Chi. We, as a corporation, obviously target French-speaking employment areas first, which is why we went to North Africa more often than not. Other areas include Algeria, and to diversify a bit, Mexico. Honestly, I would have gone to Mexico first. I don't know about going to North Africa. You guys, they got to be careful bringing in people. I don't know why you don't train the people that live here. Bourgeon said Ontario is dealing with an immediate and significant shortage of technicians. As of the first quarter of 2023, there are more than 3,000 vacancies in the automotive trades in the province, according to MNP report commissioned last year by the MVRO. Prior to the pandemic, there were about 1,500. The MNP report was created to help the MVRO and better understand what the next decade looks like from a technician perspective. It considered car sales, immigration, population growth, and the current trend in education, graduates coming or not coming out of the school system. It also underlined the use of temporary foreign workers program to fill vacant positions. There's a massive lag, and the lag has been there for a very long time. The only way that this lag gets corrected is if either foreign technician recruitment increases, like we've been doing, or combined with the school system getting reinvigorated with young people seeing our trade as a viable career. I mean, it's your service, automotive service technician, you're a mechanic. You try and introduce diversity. I loved who they mentioned hiring more Indigenous people. If any of us who want jobs have them, and the ones that don't, you don't want to hire, they need English-speaking whites. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, Tits, in not a so subtle way, is why are you going abroad when you can just go to junior high, high school, introduce it there? It's not that difficult. I mean, I know kids aren't that swift, but you get put the idea in their head that, hey, look at this. This is not a bad thing. This is great. You can have a great life, and you're gonna make lots of money and have a skill. Would you say about foreign workers? They're borrowing trouble. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. He said they started foreign technician recruitment program just before the pandemic. When the borders opened, the MVRO had already received a number of requests from members to help find certified technicians overseas. They went to the Philippines because the education system in terms of what being learned in school, the trades, and certifications appeared to line up with Ontario's standards. English is also one of the country's official languages, the other being Filipino. There is actually no such thing as Filipino language. It's Tagalog. Bringing over a foreign worker can take about a year, if not more, but the program appears to be successful and dealers seem generally pleased. One example of this comes from Brent Ravel, president of Ravel Group of Companies in Ontario. My guys are some of the first to land in Ontario. I have 4, 2 at each store. They're from the Philippines. They're highly skilled trade individuals, and they're very much technicians. They've all been in the profession up to 13 years. And that's all right by me. The Philippines, I've worked with a lot of Philippine people, and yeah, they're well trained. It's just places like Africa and such, I don't think they have very good training programs there. I really don't. Prove me wrong, Africa. Prove me wrong. The training they receive in the Philippines is extensive, including OEM training, very much like ours, he said. And as with OEMs, EV training has only become a factor in the past year or so. My guys have been here for 18 months, so they started to focus on EV training with me. However, Ravel also noted that the foreign workers program is a stopgap for dealers. It's a way for us to answer the call of consumers who need work done while we figure out how to bring more people into the business. According to the MNP report, the number of automotive trade job openings is projected to be 6,000 in 2025, while the number of automotive trade job seekers is expected to reach 5,100. So you can pretty much pick and choose where you want to go. This is what this tells me. If there's lots of job openings and not enough job seekers, you're going to be able to pick and choose the spot you want to go, and you're going to get paid well. And if you don't get paid well, you can be like, you know what? I'm just going to go over there. This guy's going to pay me more money. So it's going to be an employee's market for sure. In 2030, the number of job openings will be 5,200 and will match those of job seekers. Well, we'll see. They're guessing it in 2030. You know, that's six years away, almost 5 years away now. And you're guessing. Filipinos are good workers, but you can't get them to wear safety glasses for the life of you, DJ. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just the environment they grew up in. You don't just tomorrow say we're going to hire 5,000 technicians. That had to start years ago for the education and training of an apprentice, said Ravel, who was a big fan of working with local high schools to talk about trades. Good, man. Talk to more high schools. On education, the CACAQ started a public campaign called Ma Carrière en Concessionnaire that was launched on June 7th during the Montreal Grand Prix. Sam Yu-Chi said the campaign brings people to a website on which they can enter into direct contact with dealers, members to engage in discussion. Tits, you hired some hands from Argentina once. They lasted about 2 weeks because they argued with you and didn't want to work. That's why you always hire American. It's like, hey, I'm bringing you up here to earn money and you're going to argue with me? Get out of here. That's what I think. LCX is your favorite PH VTuber? Nice, DJ. I think I've tuned into LCX once in a while. We just got a little bit more to go here. On the candidate side, rather than getting bogged down in preparing a CV and letter of intent, job seekers can go directly to the website, macarrièreonconcessionnaire.com. Here, dealers can learn about the applicant through their response to 5 questions. The website generates 5 questions that lead to qualifying the individual for certain types of jobs, and the individual has the choice of getting in touch with the number of dealers that he chooses in a region that he chooses. After that, we call it a match, and it's really based on the same principle as Tinder. Oh, man. The object of the campaign is to present the diversity of roles and positions that are available at dealerships to the general public, creating awareness around the possibility of enjoying a long and rich career in the industry. From our perspective, international recruitment can fill a need, but it cannot fill all needs, said Sam Yu-Chi. We ardently hope to be able to sufficiently promote technical trades so that young people have it as their top of mind. Well, do that. Introduce it early. Introduce it in junior high, high school. Get it out there. Get the word out there. Okay, well, that's it for articles. Next up, it's picture time. It's picture time. I know you guys like picture time. Your mind went to a different place when you read PH VTuber. Settle down, G. Alrighty. Okay, so the title of the stream that I put on was Tight Spaces. And I experienced that big time. And I don't know if it'll show up well on these pictures for you guys, but I will do the best I can to show you. And hopefully you guys get an idea of what I was up against. Actually, you love picture time? Yeah, all right. I'm glad. There we go. Display capture. All right. Okay, so this is an outlet that the guys were having trouble with. They couldn't put a bucket underneath because this leg here was in the way. So there's no way you can put a bucket underneath this spout. Hey, B17, how you doing? You're back. Of course you're back. Right on. Welcome. If it's too tight, don't force it. You got her, David. That's right. So as you can see, this leg for this canister is in the way. And I had to... This thing was not threaded. I had to thread this thing because the guys needed a couple of pipe fittings on there to take this thing away from the leg. So we had to get it away so that you could have a bucket under there because they use that, they drain sulfur out of it is what they do. and it's hot. It's molten sulfur they're draining out of there. So first thing I had to do was grab this thing. And this is a die. This is a pipe threading die. And as you can see, 1 inch NPT, National Pipe Taper, and the threads are 11.5. You get 11.5 threads per inch. That's what that means. So 1 inch NPT, 11.5 threads per inch. So I had to take this thing, put it on here with no proper die holder, and I had to try to thread this on. And I'll tell you what, I struggled. I struggled because it was very close to this thing. So I had to use a pry bar. So I put a pry bar in here, and the pry bar pushed up on the die. And then I used a 24-inch adjustable wrench, or a crescent wrench. Crescent's a brand name, but I used a 24-inch adjustable because this thing is quite large in diameter, as you can see. And I had to pry up on it with the pry bar and turn it at the same time until it bit in. And I just had to work it back and forth, back and forth. And you can see how close it was. So once I got it all threaded, and you can see that down here, you can see the thread is it's missing some of the material. So I had to try to thread it. It wasn't square. So I tried to thread it, and it ended up a little cockeyed, but that's okay. It's pretty good for where I was and what I was doing. So after that, I tried to put, and I should have got pictures of this, but I didn't. At least I don't think I did. I have to check again. No, I don't think I did. Anyways, let me just check here. Just checking. I got a lot of pictures on here, so it takes a while. So and then I had to get the right pipe parts, the fitting. So I got a 45-degree elbow, and I tried to screw it on, but nope, it wouldn't go because it hit this. So it hit that part, and so I had to get out a die grinder, and I took a die grinder and I cut this off, and so I could get the elbow to get by it. And once I did that, once I cut this and was able to get it by, I put a 45 on there, and then a pipe nipple, and then another 45 to aim it straight down, and then a little pipe nipple on the end of that so it can flow nicely, and boom, done. Close enough for government work. Yeah, David, that's what I try anyway. Threader you have would not fit in that space, not to brag, but we Indians have big threaders usually. Actually, it's just old from the 60s. Yes, and that's why I had to use just this guy and a wrench and a pry bar. That's what happened. You got to use live chat on stream to see what Tits and Reagan's saying. For some reason, I can't see their messages. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like his name. As long as the bend isn't too big, otherwise that pipe has Peyronie's disease. Yeah, gee. No, it worked out well. I'll get some pictures of how it looks when it's all finished, and I'll show you guys those next week. But yeah, that's how things went for that. So it's possible to get into a tight area like that, or a tight space, but you can't do it how you usually would traditionally do it with a proper die holder. You have to try to improvise, with a pry bar and a large crescent wrench. Yeah, you're right, DJ. Yeah, set it to live chat. I always tell everybody, set it to live chat, everybody. So yes, this is what occurred, and like I said, this piece here, I had to just take a die grinder and die grind this piece out right here. Not a lot, just down to the weld. So the weld's right here. So I just had to cut it down to that level. And yeah, it worked out well. And I will bring pictures in next week of how the finished how it looks with all the pipe threads on it. Once I say tits, it's your signal. That's your signal. That's your trigger word. Tits. Hits and ray guns. You bet it took forever to thread that with a wrench and pry bar? Yeah, it did. If I were to guess, I would say, I think it took me 45 minutes. Because remember now, with pipe threading, you can't just keep threading it on and on and on. You got to go forward, and then you got to go back to break the chips. Then you go forward, and then I had to add some threading oil. So, then you go forward a little bit, and then backwards. You're always going forward and backwards with your threader. And these don't look that great. The way they're cut in there. I don't think the die might have been in that great a shape. But, I'll take it. It'll be fine. It doesn't hold any pressure. It's strictly a drain. All they needed was for it to be away from that leg. As you can see, that leg is in the way of putting a pail underneath it. Because it's hot molten sulfur and you don't want to be anywhere near it when it's coming out of there. That's some great welding. I didn't do it. I can't take credit for that, B17. Tits is your activation phrase. Tits assemble! But yes, where's a good shot of that weld there? I guess that's a good shot. Yep, those guys did a good job. Like I said, I had to modify it a bit. Shouldn't be too crazy. But yeah, that's all I got for pictures on that. Jesus, that die has worn more than the aforementioned Chinese stripper. Yeah, it's the teeth probably need a bit of work. I'm not sure how old this die is, but it might be time to pitch it out and get a new one. Just getting it started. Just getting it started was the big challenge for me. Once I got it started, it was good because I don't know if you guys have threaded much pipe, but it grabs. Once it grabs, it's good to go. You just turn it, back it off, turn it, back it off, and just work your way up there. What Chinese stripper? Hope you're not thinking the same thing. Wonder tits powers activate form of a horse, shape of an arm condom. You got it, David. Yeah. Yeah, you have to rewatch the stream for that context there, B17. Yeah, no, it worked out well. Like I say, I'm going to get some pictures of the finished product where I've got the pipe fittings on there. And you guys can see. And that will be Tuesday because, I took off this Tuesday because something was going on in the States there. Not quite sure what. You guys were making a bit of a noise down there. A little bit of something was going on. Hope you guys had a good time. Sounded like a party. Anyways, good for you guys. I'm quite pleased. I didn't want it to go the other way. I really didn't. You guys deserve somebody better. I mean, wow. Just watching stuff is crazy. You swear to God, we're all mature. Only somewhat. Yeah, I agree with G. Let me check. Let me check my pictures here and see if I don't have anything else here. I took off for Taco Tuesday. That's right. I like my tacos. Just gonna check for some pictures. What do I got? What do I got? Probably nothing new. As far as this goes. But I'll take some tomorrow as well. Take some pictures. I do have a new pump arriving, so you guys will get some pictures on that as well. See if I can get some video of me installing it. This country deserves a better class of president, and I'm going to give it to them. Garbage truck. I did see that picture. That was pretty funny. No, I'm still checking for some pictures here, but no. Okay. Nothing you guys haven't seen before. Well, I mean, you guys haven't seen everything, but you can't tell you what happened in the U.S. Tuesday, but you can reliably say a hooker was involved. All right then. Nothing wrong with that. There you go. A little bit of Nami for you. All right, guys, if you could do me a favor, hey, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell. Make sure you get all the notifications. You've not seen what I have seen. It was great seeing you guys all turn out tonight. Tits and ray guns. David Glenn, of course. Godzillionaire, Geminier. Nico. It's always good to see Nico. And B17, James. It's good to see you stopping by. And Veritax, of course. And did I say B17? And DJ Ronnie G. Your 14-year-old mind can't find another meaning to hooker that isn't going to get you banned. Yeah, well, they do have them in rugby. There is a hooker in rugby. Nevada and Arizona are still counting their tacos. Fun fact, Harris was a mistress to Willie Brown and Montel. I know who Montel is. I don't know who Willie Brown is. But why am I not surprised? That should not surprise me. You know, there's other good channels out there, guys, to watch. People I enjoy watching, like Pacific 4 and 4 and the aforementioned DJ Ronnie G. Brandon, the anime guy. There's Carl at the RNG podcast. Tomby, the bloke from across the sea. There's Angry Canadian, Nerdpoil Lifeform. There's Punkwaddle, don't forget. He's everybody's favorite penguin. He's got some good ponderances going on. And this fella I watch on Twitch right now, Infinite Metal. Very entertaining, plays retro games. Has a Dragon Lord for a comrade there. He does the voices for it, and it's just it's pretty damn good. I enjoy it. You should check him out. Do you think I ate all the tacos? Could be. 14, you're going to start censoring in the chat from now on? Yes, thanks, David. Thanks for putting that in there. Subscribe to DJ Ronnie G if you haven't already. He's not a real DJ, but the name just rolls off the tongue. Oh, and don't forget our friends that are taking a hiatus there, like Whoopa and Blaine. Hopefully they come back soon. There's a street in Port Richmond, a hood near me, called Hooker Place, but I think it had to do with old merchantmen. I see. You never realize how young you are compared to everyone. Yes, I believe you are probably the youngest chatter I've had on my stream, B17. Or longshoreman. Okay. Okay, coming up, everybody. Saturday. I mean, I'm here on Thursday, so Saturday's not too far away. That's Retro Game Day, and I'm playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Nightmare Troubadour for the DS. And I'm trying to get my game on. And trying to beat Seto Kaiba. So I'll be doing that on Saturday. It'll be it's a fun time, and I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It is a card game, but I just all the different monster cards and everything like that. It's good. I've watched the show, play the game, read the manga. It's all there. Play the video games. So I enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Glad you saw Whoopa the other day. Yeah, I saw him too. David's got underwear older than you. I shouldn't laugh because same with me. Us fellow Zoomers got to stick together, B17. On God, no cap, for real. Isn't G, you're our resident Fed, aren't you? Thank you. Hello, fellow kids, right? Sunday anime chat. For the month of November, the theme is waifus. Yes. Come and see the best looking waifus and share with me your favorite waifus and we can check them out as well. Because, hey, who doesn't like waifus? Come on. I mean, we had some real good ones last time. So I hope you guys will show up on Sunday for Sunday anime chat. Then after that, it's Tuesday. Gonna roll around on Tuesday. There's nothing going on that I know of. No election or anything. Oh, it's gonna be after Remembrance Day. I'm gonna get the Monday off. All right, I get a 3-day weekend. Nice. Anyway, I'll still have Trades Talk on Tuesday. And hey, we can do this all over again. I'll show you guys more pictures and more articles and stuff like that. So yeah, we're in for a good time. You still have to research a waifu? Come on, tits. I know you've seen your fair share of shows. You should have something. It's November. You can't be doing that? Gee. You can confirm or deny. Neither confirm nor deny, but you confirm you can make napalm with gasoline line and... You settle down there. And orange juice concentrate? Anyways, I think it's about time to wrap things up there, everyone. I'm had a fun time. I hope you guys did too. We'll do this again next week. I hope to see you on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. I'm going to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! They invented napalm as a drink for astronauts. It really fires them up. Oh, hi-yo. Hey, no putting recipes in there for that, all right? Come on, you guys. Settle down now. Okay. Learned how to use stump remover and sugar to make boom booms. Let's not do that. Anyways, I want to thank you all for coming out. It was a great time. I hope to see you guys when I stream next. But until then, everyone, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.